occupied.
Say 85.
That's what he told me.
And you got, out of the 85, we got 5 first round inspections been done. Chris, right? Out of the 85?
Yes.
That leaves us 80 more. Well, the first group, the first 4 properties he owned, didn't realize he owned. All right, well, you need an independent motion of any sort?
I think maybe if you would say you move to approve it as amended, and I'll make sure it gets changed and get a signature back from him.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second from Mr. I. Motion from Mr. Peltz. Comments?
We're gonna do this for all occupied?
Occupied only.
Okay.
Yes.
So number 2 is out of the picture. Number 3, number 1 and 4 basically is what applies for the 3.
Yeah, number 1 is occupied properties, and number 4 is delete empty and put in occupied properties.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I'm not trying to bring a meeting, but it would be appropriate to have the provisional procedures taken care of first before we vote this, with procedural, with provisional in this.
Think so. We'll have the city attorney draw that amendment up in the next ordinance, for that ordinance next meeting.
Do we need a motion?
Need a
for
motion
that?
for that though, from you all. So I'm guessing that's
You
a
got
form of motion?
You got a motion?
We have a motion and a second on the floor right now.
I'll withdraw my second.
Yeah.
Okay,
Make
hang
a
on.
motion that the city attorney add a paragraph or the necessary wording to the current ordinance, allowing a provisional license to be included in the ordinance dealing with the rental property.
Yeah, there's a motion. Do we have a second for that motion? We have a second from who? Wayne? Comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
No.
All opposed? We got
So we got 2 no.
two noes.
Mr. Gaddis, Mr. Bryant. Thank you.
Was that on the first motion or the second motion?
This is on the motion for the provisional license.
So what happened to the motion?
We're revising
This is going to be amended. We had a motion and a second on the floor.
Went
for
through
the
that.
amendment. So that's been withdrawn. Okay.
Now would be the time for that motion if you want to proceed with that motion, the motion of the provisional.
The provisional. Well, if they want it written up first, there's no need for it.
No. My original discussion was that we would make that motion now. And if this was approved, it would still go ahead, but that we read the change in the ordinance twice at the next meeting and approve it. We would not hold Mr. Cook up for 2 weeks waiting on that ordinance amendment.
Yes, what you were saying, we could do that the next time, but go ahead and approve this one so he can move forward.
Yeah, so we're not,
Yes,
so we're
that's
not
right.
wasting 2 weeks. Okay, yes. I'm for that.
Okay, so that's a motion.
Yes.
I will second it.
We have a second again. Any questions on this current motion on the floor? Okay. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? One opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Okay, we'll get those documents ready for you for the next meeting.
Good.
Huh? You took up the floor.
Okay, I'm going to go on to the second thing. I had 2 other things that are quick to note for you. One is I wanted to note that Jan and I will be at the Missouri Economic Development Conference in Branson on Thursday and Friday representing the city. And then the second thing I wanted to note was that the fire department would like to sell a pickup truck. There's a number of different ways that we can do this, but they will do it the same way that the police department sells their excess vehicles, and I'll ask the fire chief to explain that.
Mayor and City Council, with the approval of the City Administrator and Fire Department, will be moving forward with a process of seeking sealed bids for one of our vehicles, which is a 2005 Ford F-550 pickup. At this time, the vehicle is not operational and has been for the past 6 months. Has been deemed no longer suitable for public use. In order to provide transparency and ensure fairness, we will be accepting sealed bids through City Hall. All bids must be submitted in a sealed envelope, turned into City Hall no later than 5 p.m. on September the 29th. Any bids received after that deadline will not be reconsidered. And once that deadline is passed, all submitted bids will be reviewed and then opened in accordance with city policy, and the highest responsible bid will be presented for consideration. This process allows us to recover some of the value from equipment that's number one, no longer in service, but it also helps ensure accountability and fairness of the disposal of city property. Any questions on that?
Now it's on Monday.
Yes.
We'll approve it on October 7th.
That's fine. We're in no rush, but we need to move forward with this.
Well, I'm thinking on that, all department heads make sure that anytime we get rid of a vehicle, that they notify Randy Baker and get that on the insurance.
Yes.
And to help him not having a big long list of stuff that's not there.
Good point. Good.
Okay, thank you, Mayor, that's all I have.
All right, good. Moving into old business, we have a second reading of the ordinance regarding unlicensed or inoperable vehicles and residential properties. I'm aware that Mr. Layton is here to discuss this particular ordinance. I'm going to allow the council to discuss before Mr. Layton comes to the podium.
And I would say that because Mr. McVeigh is not here to read that, the city clerk can do the second reading of it for you.
So this is an ordinance amending section 302.8 of the 2021 Property Maintenance Code by deleting the current section 302.8 and inserting in its stead a new section 302.8 relating to, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have Terry read these, relating to motor vehicles on residential property. Now, the gist of this 2 pages, the change that was made is the permitted exception. 1, unlicensed or inoperable motor vehicle may be kept on residential property provided it meets the following conditions. The vehicle must be actively maintained or visibly worked on. The vehicle may not remain idle or untouched for more than 12 consecutive months. That's the change.
And we deleted from that the description of what things the vehicle will be used for.
Do we have a motion for the second reading of the ordinance?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion from Mr. Wright. Need a second?
Second.
We have a second from Mr. Carter, Mr. Bryant.
Right, okay.
All right, discussion. Okay, we'll move in Mr. Layton.
How y'all?
Good.
So, my question, I couldn't hear. So what's the deal with the cars? You have 1?
Right now it's currently 0.
0?
Modifying to make it exception for it.
Okay. On this one right here, it says, I mean, does it matter? I mean, is it going, if we put a tarp over it, is it still good, or you got to put it, how is it? I mean,
One visible tarp, that we can tell is unlicensed. Mhm.
All right. On the,
From the street.
from the street, all right, on the chapter, I don't know how to read these things, so it just says section 217-030, open storage of inoperable vehicles, a public safety hazard prohibited. The open storage of inoperable and unlicensed vehicles or other vehicles deemed by the city to constitute a public safety hazard is prohibited. Nothing in this section shall apply to a vehicle which is completely enclosed within a locked building and a locked fence that is not visible from adjacent public or private property. So is that just residential, or is that?
Residential.
It's just residential, so I can't put it, if I move all my derby cars to a place of business, is it good then?
I'm going to defer that to Mr. Victor. Since you on spot. Well,
I didn't do it this
I
time.
don't feel-
I didn't do it this time.
No, it is not only residential, it does apply to commercial. Now, commercial, if it has a reason for the vehicle being there, which is a mechanic shop, body shop, or something like that, then it's okay. If just for storage, no.
Okay, because in that one it says, let's see, where was that? It's gotta be locked in a fence and not visible from the public or public dealer, towing or storage facility, so long as the business is operated in compliance with this business license and property is in compliance, whatever. But it says in here, it says the property of a business licensed as salvage, swap, junk dealer, towing or storage facility. So my question is, I mean, if I just move them, is it good?
Move them to,
Move my cars, because that's what they've been doing. That's what happened. We moved them from the residence to the commercial property, put them in a fence.
it's in the privacy fence?
Nope, except from Independence. And the other one ain't. It ain't me, bud. It ain't me. I went to 5 people out there and nobody complained except for one.
So, let me tell you something.
What's that?
These come to, people come to, neighbors are the one complaining about it.
One neighbor.
Makes no difference.
Oh.
We get a complaint, we have to act on it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But
So,
if I come over and I talk, I specifically pointed at you, then we got a problem, correct? So I come to my council member and say, hey, this is what it is, da-da-da-da. And I say, hey, and I said, for an example, the square body pickup is sitting in your yard, then he takes it personal. That's on his level. You know what I mean? So it don't matter to me. So, another thing, I mean, bygones be bygones, man. I wouldn't do a fit about it if the fit wasn't do about it. City ordinance section 355-120 is parking in city parks. Can't park in city parks. That's what it says. No vehicle shall be parked on the property owned by the city of Kennett and used as a public park except for those areas designated for the parking of vehicles. Vehicles as used in this section shall be defined as any object that moves or skids, including with or without limitations, wagons, cars, trucks, motor scooters, bicycles, motorcycles, or horse-drawn vehicles. The big car shows this weekend. It's against the ordinance. What are we gonna do?
Or it's permitted.
It don't, where? Where?
Didn't you say permitted parking spots?
Permitted parking spots. In the park, it's not parking spots,
So if it's permitted, it's a parking spot.
but it's parking spots, correct? But in here, it says designated, let's see,
But Mr. Layton, if it's permitted to be a parking spot, then it's permitted.
it says, except for those areas designated for the parking of vehicles. So, we make it where you can park in the park whenever they got a car show? Okay. So, I mean, let's get back to the other deal then. I mean, it don't bother me, but what I'm saying is, what are we gonna do about these cars? If I move all my cars to the shop I got over here, I mean, how is it any different than what Mr. French is doing?
Is it a repair shop or something to do with vehicles?
That's my maintenance shop. I work on it. That bus that we got sitting out there with the dog, with the humane deal, the banner on there, that's inoperable. I've never seen it move. I've never seen a square body pickup move. I've never seen a Suburban move. I've lived there for 10 years. I mean, what are we gonna do, you know?
If it's a, like Mr. Bode said, if it's a maintenance shop for vehicles,
If it is licensed mechanic shop.
So all I gotta do is come up here and get a deal from,
for your commercial property.
that's all I gotta
I
get,
think
right?
that's it. I think that's what it is.
And I line them up out there. That's it. I'll be here
As
tomorrow.
long as they're moved and worked on.
I'll move them every other day with a tractor. I appreciate y'all.
I'd like to clarify, though, that the ordinance in front of you has to do with vehicles on residential properties.
That's one thing we did clear.
Yes.
We changed. From area.
Yep, yes, sir.
The residential is added to this ordinance too, not commercial. The ordinance changed, you said you didn't hear it earlier, but it's just residential only now.
That's fine.
So 1 car per residence.
That's fine. I'll stack
Just wanted to
them.
make sure you heard it. You know.
I'll stack them up at the shop.
All right. Okay, any other comments from the council? We'll move on with the ordinance reading, or the
Roll
vote.
call. Mr. Ide.
Yes.
Mr. Carter.
Yes.
Mr. Bryant.
Yes.
Mr. Wainick. Mr. Gaddis. Mr. Mr. Swain is absent. Mr. Pelt? Is that a yes?
No.
I'm sorry. No, okay. I thought the look on your face, that wasn't a yes. Mr. Knossos is absent. Mr. French?
No.
And Mr. Young?
Yes.
Ayes have it.
Okay, motion passed, or the ordinance passed. All right, so now we're gonna move into new business. And I'd like to bring Ms. Combs, Douglas County Economic Developer, to the podium to announce the new business.
Let's change the pace a little bit,
Let's do that.
share some good news. So, good evening, I'm Melissa Combs, Director of Economic Development for Dunklin County. I'm here tonight to share good news that I hope that you all have already heard. Kennett is getting a new business and, more importantly, new jobs. AccuLevel has chosen Kennett as one of its new Missouri headquarters. They will be putting in 3 locations at the same time in the state of Missouri. AccuLevel is a foundation repair and basement waterproofing company from Indiana. Heard plenty of naysayers say there's not a whole lot of basements in Kennett. That's true, but there's a lot of foundations. So don't be thrown off by the word foundation or basement. Any foundation, whether it's a slab, a crawl space, or a basement, is susceptible to settling or cracks, and AccuLevel does all the work to correct those issues, bracing walls, waterproofing crawl spaces, and fixing any masonry settlement issues. Kennett was chosen for your strategic location. Like we say, there's not a lot of basements here, but there are a lot next to us. From this Kennett location, AccuLevel will be able to service 4 states. And they had options to locate in all 4 of those states, but they chose Kennett and Dunklin County, and we're thankful for that. AccuLevel anticipates an investment of $2.9 million in their Kennett facility, and they will hire 41 people with an average wage of 3 times of Dunklin County's current average wage. That means that more than 40 families are going to be able to find an excellent wage right here in Dunklin County. That's going to improve our tax base and create a lasting ripple effect for our economy. So thank you to the mayor and council for your trust in the county's business recruitment process. Thank you to the city clerk's office. Jan and Tina have seen a lot of me, especially in the past 8 weeks. Code enforcement, Victor has answered a lot of questions and took a lot of calls. And one person I know who's glad to put this to bed is Gerald in the street department. Gerald's worked really hard and been really helpful, so has all the street department, and I've been really thankful for them. Thank
Unsung
you.
heroes.
That's right, that's right. Probably had wondered why we were doing some of this stuff, but they always showed up when they were called. Thank you also to Board of Public Works, who did a lot of work with us on this project, and Kennett Chamber of Commerce. So we can anticipate a groundbreaking event by the end of the year. They have already started interviewing for the Kennett facility, so you can probably look for those job listings to be coming out soon. So congratulations to you, and thank you for your help in this team effort.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, that also does, we need to be in the very near future, they have purchased the last few acres we have industrial park. I think Melissa can back me up with this, that we don't have land, we will not attract a whole lot of business here. So we're gonna need to be looking into some land acquisitions. So, let's keep that in your mind. Any other questions regarding the business from anyone? Yes, sir.
We all just told Ms. Combs thank you, but I think she needs another thank you from all of the council members. And she did her job, and she went over and above and most of her job, and she did things like that. Melissa, thank you again.
Where's Kristen tonight?
He was not able to come tonight. He called her.
But this was the same thing he was going to talk about.
2 in the last, 2 businesses, Simtech, and now.
There were 2 years.
There we go.
Give her a hand.
Okay, good news, good news. All right, looks like we're moving to approval of Kennett Board of Public Works accounts payable. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll do that.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Mr. Wynick, and a second from Mr. Young. All questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. The motion passes. In your packet, you should have the revenue expenditures, which we'll vote on next meeting. But please study that, look through it, if you see any questions, bring it back to the next meeting. Anything from the council? Mr. Rock, do you have anything?
Yes, I do have something, Mr. Mayor, thank you. This is concerning the landlord, Eddie Flores. I think most of you recall that a few weeks ago, he met with us and asked for a provisional license for the 150 properties that he had. He presented a plan that we felt was not very workable, and so we did not grant that license. Since then, circumstances have changed, and in talking to code enforcement, Mr. Flores has 58 properties now, 38 of which are occupied. And I think it's their opinion, I hope I'm not overstating, that that may be manageable, that Mr. Flores has met with you guys a couple of times. And I think there's a belief that he might be able to make those, bring them up to code. I don't know if you guys want to say any, excuse me, Mr. Moeller, Mr. Skelton, would you want to say anything to add to that? Have I described it correctly?
Yes, you've done a good job of describing it.
Okay. But anyway, so based on that, and because I've talked to at least one resident who has been displaced from her home because it was on the list of unlicensed properties from an unlicensed landlord, I would ask everyone to reconsider granting him a provisional license. Now, I know our ordinance states that that could not be reconsidered for 6 months, but I think it's at the discretion of the council that if circumstances have changed, we can reconsider that. And I don't know if this needs to be, I guess, a motion then to reconsider and issue a provisional license to Mr. Flores, similar to the situation for Mr. Cook, that it would be a report out at each council meeting that he is doing what he said he would do, and as long as he does that, it could work. So those are my comments.
That was in the form of a motion. So
Yes, that was a motion.
you make a motion to,
A motion to, okay, well, would we
Provisional
need
license for
to
Eddie
do,
Flores?
well, do we need to first do one of these procedural things for, that we could reconsider the 6-month waiting period for his license to be reconsidered? Does that have to be amended like we just did first on this other matter?
well, that first motion to amend the ordinance will cover it, I feel like, in this.
Okay, great. So I do make a motion then that we reconsider and grant a provisional license for Mr. Flores for his occupied houses, very similar to what we have done here for Mr. Cook, and have reports at each council meeting on his progress. That's a motion.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second for discussion?
I'll second it, but I won't have discussion.
We're gonna have discussion. So we have a second. Now it's discussion.
Okay. I just want everybody that's sitting in here, because I thought you get all this social media stuff, which 90% of it is not accurate to start with. I hear things that it's just crazy that we're trying to make them do. But these guys have tried to buck the system, both of them. That's all you can say. They've not tried to do what was right, and I've said this before. But I made the motion because it's the people that I worry about. It's the people that lives in places that are not safe. If you've got a kid that walks around and grabs one of them wars, like these guys are talking about, he's dead. And that's the only reason they need to be inspected. It's not because the city's trying to be mean. And that's the only reason I'm voting, to try to get, for the people to still have a place to live and a decent place to live, that you don't have to worry about your kids getting killed and sewer running out of the house and that kind of thing. And if you don't believe there's houses like that out there, talk to these guys. Their sewer line's not even hooked up, it's running out of the house. You got some good landlords in this town too. You got some real good ones that takes care of the people and takes care of that. But that's the only reason I'm voting for either one of these things, because the people, and get them a decent place to live.
And Mr. Young, that's the reason for my motion, because I feel like, we have good landlords who've done everything they have been asked to do, We have some who have not, like you said, tried to buck the system. They've had 16 or 17 months' notice to get this done and completely ignored it, thinking it would not work. So I feel like we are, I don't want to say rewarding people who have not done it right, but as you state, it is for the tenants not to be displaced. And if they're going to finally do it, I think they may realize now, these landlords, that we are serious about this. This is kind of a last ditch effort.
Victor, have y'all talked to him lately? When's the last time you guys talked before this?
Last week. He had a meeting in our office and I talked to him for a little while last week.
I spoke to him Thursday.
What's your recommendation?
I think he was ignorant. He didn't know what he was getting into. I think that the way he thought when he got into this deal, that it was presented to him as a good deal and how much money he was making, and that was not true. He was told that the properties were all good. It's his own stupidity for not looking at them before he made this deal. But I think he's got a little more sense about it now than he did have. He understands.
Now, also a point of information, mainly for the public. There were 21 homes disconnected last week due to lack of non-payment. Not from the city disconnected, but lack of non-payment. I don't know the details. I've heard some details, but I don't know if they're fact or not, but that's the reason for the disconnects. You know, and I echo what's been said before and tonight, and strictly here, good, safe, clean housing for our citizens, period. Full stop. That's all we're here for. So, I just want to kind of clear up some of the, like I said, social media's went wild with it, and it's like that game you play in grade school. You tell a secret to one person, it totally changes the whole story by the time it gets through the classroom. And that's what we got right now. All right, any more comments on this motion on the floor?
One question for Mr. Moe. I mean, it's difficult to discuss, but did Mr. Flores think he could cash flow these repairs?
From what I've talked to him, his intentions are that every penny he gets from these houses will go back into these houses. He has a job that pays his bills and his living, and these are strictly whatever comes out of them goes back in them.
Mayor, I've got a question. If you all proceed with this, what happens to our standing resolution that was signed at the last council meeting, and what shall we do in the code enforcement office with the notices to vacate that's already been distributed?
Those will be, yes, if they approve this, those will be the first visit for inspection.
I mean, because we will need to know how to proceed since we have that standing resolution.
Now, I had a conversation with Flores Thursday in the clerk's office, and he's opened up every property for inspection on our schedule, the same as I would expect from Riley Cook's properties. We're going to be on our schedule, our time to get it done as fast as we possibly can. Now, there is again, I will repeat this again. Some properties probably will not pass inspection, and probably will not be able to be fixed in a timely manner, which at that time it would have to be vacated due to safety concerns. So I want to make sure the council's well aware of that too. Any more questions or comments?
Is Mr. Flores and Riley still working together? See, that's what I'm afraid.
No.
What I'm telling you, from what I can see, it's done. It's a hard no on that one.
No.
So if we do this, then Mr. Flores is gonna be the one to collect the rent, correct?
Yes.
For his property manager.
on his properties.
He's gonna have 57 properties actually registered, right?
Yes.